Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to the Number 9 with Tommy podcast, recorded in the same place as most snuff films, my basement. I can't even believe that there are people who don't consider Simone Biles a national treasure. Hero. Big opinions attack from little keyboards thinking their point means more, but it's so minuscule that it measures zero. You think she's so soft or so weak because she backed off? You're so sweet. This 24-year-old veteran competed and won with broken bones in both feet. She suffered trauma from sexual abuse, made no excuse, and still gets plagued by that whole elaborate scene, while taking the national gymnastics team to new heights with her mat routines. She's performing as a vet at an age when others are just becoming rookies. This woman is tougher than Lisa Lampanelli's pussy. She's tougher than a $2 steak. If you can't see that, you're Helen Keller. Deaf, dumb, blind, and wrong. I've heard tons of people go on and on about how they can't back out of the job that their living is based on. Simone didn't do that. Here's the truth, Jack. She elected to take on too much and then said, I'm sorry, I can't do that. At 24 years old, in front of a worldwide audience, she made a difficult decision. Twisties, the name often used, can cause you to break your neck while flipping. It's understandable that everyone under the sun wants to compare her to themselves in this situation. You know, the one that none of them have been placed in. The one where she's the absolute best in the world at something and it's caused medical issues that have gotten to be too much. So we say, I still have to do my job. You suck. Of the million people who say their job, they say they have to do their job without ever missing a deadline or skipping an assignment or letting their team down, I say you should dedicate yourself to something at an elevated level. Become the best in the world and say, look at me now. Speaking of the best in the world, Tommy fucking Washington. What's been up, man? How are you?
Pat, I want to start off by saying the views that are expressed in this intro do not reflect those of the Number 9 Media, Number 9 with Tommy, or its affiliates, The Bearded Gamer.
Yeah, I know. We're on different sides of this one.
I gotta say, that's probably my least favorite intro.
Is it because of the facts that I used in the argument?
No, all the things that you said about her feats with competing, those may be true. I have no idea. I never looked into it.
She won a national title with broken bones in each of her feet. Okay, so we're not going to put any credit towards that. But Kurt Angle has built an entire career on winning the gold in wrestling with a broken neck.
Who puts him at this? Well, I don't.
Puts him at what?
Like this, he's a hero.
That's his entire shtick, is he's an Olympic hero.
That's wrestling. It's a made up stick.
So you don't think that Olympians are heroes?
No.
Okay.
I think they're average people.
So
Erica brought up a good point to me the other day.
Go ahead.
Or she said that somebody sent it to her. How much better would the Olympics be if we just, like, there was no choice in it? You just got elected to go as average people.
Yeah, the Hunger Games theory, I saw that on the internet. It looks amazing.
How much better would the Olympics be?
I don't know about better. More entertaining, maybe.
I might watch it. I can tell you this. I will not watch it now. So.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. Let's talk about your heroes. Name some of your heroes.
Pat McAfee and Nick Merckx.
Okay.
My father.
Okay. I knew coming into this that you were going to say Simone wasn't a hero, and I knew that you were going to say your father is. So
he's my hero, though.
I get that.
He's not a national hero, but he's my hero.
First off, understood. Second, what makes him your hero?
Just knowing the things that he's done for his family.
Okay, so he creates an attitude. He creates comfort. He creates love. Those things.
If you clearly have never met my father, he doesn't create love. But
okay.
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm very proud of him. I think he's done an amazing job in his life, and he really sacrificed for the best of his family. That's really...
So you consider your dad a hero because he represents your family well, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
But an Olympian who represents their nation well is not a hero.
I wouldn't consider... She may be somebody's hero, but she's not a hero. She's not the hero.
No, okay, so hold on. So if she's somebody's hero, then she is in fact a hero.
Yeah, okay. you're taking it Mr. Literally. What I'm saying is everybody wants to say that she's everybody's hero. She's a fucking hero out there. It's amazing what she did. And I don't agree with that.
So you don't think that her accomplishments are absolutely amazing?
No, I never said that, Pat.
You just did. You said they think that what she did is amazing. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I'm not saying her accomplishments are amazing. What I'm saying, what she did on this platform to say, no, I can't do that. Which, listen, she has every right to. I'm not mad at the lady for doing it. What I'm saying is,
but you're discrediting her for doing it.
I'm not discrediting her either. I'm not saying. Listen, I said this very clearly on the last episode. I don't give a fuck either way. It makes zero effect on my life, or, for that matter, the lives of any American on this planet. It makes no difference one way or the other what she did.
What about young black athletes? What about young female athletes? What about athletes who have been through sexual abuse? Does it do anything for any of them? How about?
But she didn't
step. Do you think that a hero is defined by inspiration? Because your father set an example. He inspired you.
I'm not saying that she's not a hero to some, Pat. What I'm saying is she's not a national hero. She's not fucking Neil Armstrong that made this amazing feat for all Americans. And listen, I'm not discrediting her.
Hold on. You think that Neil Armstrong is a national hero?
Absolutely. He landed on the moon. He's the first person to walk on the moon.
Okay. So we could say he's the first person that walked on the moon.
He propelled America into a different category.
Okay. And she doesn't do that?
No. Different category of what? Gymnastics? Yeah. Like, that's not helping Americans.
How's that not helping Americans?
How is it?
We compete on a worldwide level.
Listen, what I'm saying, no athlete on the fucking face of the earth is making a difference for America as a whole to propel forward.
So, okay, hold on. Because when we've talked in the past and we've said, we'll say somebody from the inner city has to start in a hole, okay, and to get out of that hole, maybe one of their most optimistic outlets would be sports, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Michael Jordan's not a hero? Because Michael Jordan inspired hundreds of thousands of young athletes who are in a bad situation to get out of that situation through athletics. Is that not something that heroes do? Like, what to you as a hero? Is it fucking Iron Man? Are you asking this woman to shoot flames at her eyeballs?
Again, Pat, first off, that's a superhero. I think you should...
I think you should note the difference.
Listen, what I'm saying is... Again, you need to listen to what I'm saying. Is she a hero to some? Absolutely. Is she a national hero? No.
Okay, who's a national hero?
I just said Neil Armstrong.
All right, somebody that's been around and relevant in the last 50 years.
You could say Bill Gates is.
Bill Gates is a national hero.
Absolutely. He created fucking Microsoft and helped propel the computer industry.
Okay, what makes him a national hero?
He made our way of life across all platforms, all levels of life, significantly better and easier.
Okay, so being an inventor can make you a hero.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We wouldn't be able to do this podcast without Bill Gates.
Why is that heroic? What did he do that was heroic?
He took a chance.
Okay. And you feel like you took a chance?
Absolutely.
So being a businessman makes you a hero?
Absolutely.
Okay. What else? Who else could be considered a hero?
Why are you grilling me, man? Why can I not have a different...
because you're saying Bill Gates is a national hero.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm just saying why. What makes him a national
Steve Jobs, fucking national hero, man.
Okay,
we have the greatest
businessmen can make you national heroes.
That's it, man.
Oh, okay.
Maybe presidents.
Okay.
That make a difference for our lives, which we haven't had one of those in a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
About 7 months.
So, presidents and businessmen are the two categories of national hero at this point.
For me, yeah. Again, This is an opinion thing, man. It's my opinion. I don't think her say. Listen,
I agree.
Do I feel for this girl? Absolutely. Okay,
she took out the twisties are. Have we been through this? Do you know what the twisties are?
The stuff on Pornhub.
Oh my god, that's so fucking great! I didn't even put that together. Oh, you know what? You get this. Good for you, bro. Good for you. Oh my god, Tommy. We're 10 minutes in and Tommy is dropping fucking gold. Good for you. Oh my god, twisties. Anyways.
I figured out the name of the show.
Nice. Twisties
Pulling up
are,
twisties.
think of vertigo, right? Like somebody goes on a cruise and they get that weird vertigo and they can't quite get their balance. Twisties is the commonly used phrase in gymnastics when a gymnast in the air has the misguided impulse to turn when they shouldn't. So if Simone Biles, for example, is doing a flip, her body is telling her she needs to do a 180-degree turn, which she doesn't need to do. She could then break her fucking neck because of the twisties. Twisties is extremely dangerous in gymnastics. And it has come out that the truth is Simone Biles has a case of the twisties, which is why she's not performing at the level she was normally performing at. So she steps back, she says, mental health, because she doesn't want to say, I have a case of the twisties, because nobody fucking understands what that is. They say, you can't really, like, you know, you're not a hero, you're not this, you're not that, you're a lazy piece of shit, whatever they're saying. And she says,
I just wanted this to be said too. I didn't say any of those things.
it's being said. It's
Okay.
maybe not you. But she basically says, listen, I have the twisties. It's not safe for me to compete. It is my mental health. It's inside
So
my
here's the
head.
thing, Pat. If that's the fucking case, right?
Yeah.
If that's the case, let's put two and two together. She's still going to compete in the solo.
Yeah, she's going to do a lot less.
Okay. But it's still unsafe for her to do it. She has a case of the twisties.
That is correct.
So
she's putting life and limb on the line.
For
to
her
represent-
for her own sake. She doesn't have to. Nobody's forcing her to do this. If it was really that bad.
Whoa, how does she benefit by doing this for herself?
Because she wants to get her. What do you mean? It's for her. If it was really that bad, Pat, and she couldn't complete in the team thing, then why is it okay? Why isn't it that bad where she can't compete in the solo? She's still at risk breaking her neck. You know what I mean?
It's an issue of the medals, right? This is a scoring system, so
yeah. So she wants to
has
win herself a gold
team
medal.
Of people who can go out and win a silver or a gold medal. They won the silver. The team without her. Okay.
Yep.
Individually, she has a better shot winning on her own. So she's stayed.
So she's better than the rest of the team, and she can get the gold by herself.
Oh yeah, you fucking nailed it.
So that's selfish. If she was really worried about herself, then she wouldn't be competing at all. She would withdraw from all of it and say, I can't do this because I'm going to risk killing myself. But because I want to win that gold medal, I'm going to do it and risk my life.
I'm going to have to agree with you. You nailed it. If she was really worried about herself, she would say, I withdraw from it all. That's what you just said. She didn't withdraw from it all. She stayed in some of it because she's not just worried about herself. She's worried about the greater good.
The greater good of what? She wants to win herself a gold medal. That's what I'm saying. She's selfish. She doesn't give a fuck about the team. She gives a fuck about winning herself a gold medal.
I feel like you're not listening to this logical explanation.
I don't think you think my logical. She's saying that.
Okay.
I get what you're saying. I know exactly what you're going to say.
We got 5 people.
I get exactly what you're saying. The team
can win without her.
That she was going to maybe jeopardize the team getting a silver or a gold. So she withdrew herself.
Yes. But there's a 0% chance of them winning a medal in an individual competition without her being in it. So the team can still win without her. She cannot win individually without her.
I understand that. But if all she cares about is winning herself a gold medal, that's my point of view on it. Because if she was really worried about her health and not breaking her neck, then she would be like, you know what? I can't do any of it until I get rid of these twisties off Pornhub.
I agree. If she was really worried about herself, she would have pulled out of everything. We're on the same page.
What's the benefit of her trying to get a gold on her own?
Because the country gets more gold medals.
What?
It's a huge competition. We're counting medals. That's how we score the competition.
I understand.
So she is competing for America.
That's the dumbest fucking reason to stay in something. Because guess what those gold medals do for us?
They win the Olympics.
Nothing. What do you win if you win the Olympics? Nothing.
I feel like you're being unpatriotic.
I'm not being unpatriotic. Nothing. It means nothing on the world stage. Who cares? Who the fuck cares? I can't think of a person I know that's like, oh my God, we really need to win. There's more people that want a football team to win the Super Bowl than there is the people that want us to win the fucking goddamn Olympics.
So, just to be clear, you think that nobody cares about the Olympics?
There isn't a person I know that's sitting at home every day watching the fucking Olympics.
You keep saying I know. This...
So yes, from my point of view, the people that I know, nobody gives a fuck.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to dig down deep here.
Pat, have you watched 1 minute of the Olympics?
I've watched the news coverage.
Okay, there you go. That doesn't count.
Now listen.
I've watched more of the Olympics than you have, and I don't give a fuck.
I do not watch the Olympics. Never have. Never. You know what? I watched them one time when I was younger, and Dominique Luciano was doing the floor routines because I just thought she was great shit. I have watched Simone Biles' performances, not in the Olympics. I've watched her floor routines, and they're fucking mesmerizing. But here's my point. You're saying nobody in my little bubble watches the Olympics. So it doesn't fucking matter. Nobody cares. But dude, this is worldwide. Every country is involved. Everybody who's anybody knows what's going on. People travel all over the world. It's broadcast on fucking television. You really think people don't fucking care about this? Maybe you and I don't care about this.
What I'm saying is there's more people that care about the Patriots winning another Super Bowl than collectively care about us winning the Olympics. And that's a much smaller market.
So, if we took this year's ratings of the Super Bowl and compare them to this year's ratings of the Olympics, and we'll go, how many people watching for how long? Because the Olympics is stretched over, what, weeks?
Yeah.
Do you think more time was spent watching the Super Bowl or the Olympics?
It's going to be the Olympics because it's a longer period of time, Pat.
Okay, so more people invested more time in the Olympics.
No, if you take the number of viewers, so what, you want to take the average viewers of, because it'd have to be the average viewers of the Olympics. So say 79 million people over the course of 2 weeks, the average number of people watching was 79 million people. Okay? Because it has to be an average. It can't be collectively because if
I'm saying
those
collective time watched.
It's on for longer, Pat.
But nobody cares about the Olympics, bro.
But it's on for longer. So if you have less people watching it consistently, it's going to add up to more time.
Okay.
That's simple math.
So
that's what I'm saying. If we take the average.
If we take the average of the
very
action-packed Super Bowl, then I don't think anything can compete as far as...
You're right. Nothing competes to the Super Bowl.
Period of time.
Nothing competes to the Super Bowl.
Okay. So you're leading me down the path, bro. Are football players national heroes?
In some cases, no.
Okay, but your argument was nobody cares, nobody watches this on TV, blah, 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 blah. I know people who care more about football than care about Simone Biles. Okay, so then if that's your argument for Simone Biles not being a national hero, surely your comparison must be the national hero.
No.
So is it Michael Vick that's the national hero? Adrian Peterson?
They might be to some people.
Okay. So you acknowledge that even though you don't consider Michael Vick a national hero.
Again, I don't consider Simone Biles. This is my whole point. What are you trying to argue here?
Because
I don't believe that she's a national hero. People may think that she is. I don't believe that she is.
Okay. I'm going to settle that. People may think that she is. I'm good with that.
I said that the whole time.
You discredited everybody else's opinion. Here's the thing. If you don't think she's a national hero, I'm fine with that. My question is, who is? If not her, then who? I don't disagree. You have an opinion. Everybody has an opinion. I don't mind that people think that she's soft because she didn't compete.
By the way, I never said that she was soft. I don't think that she's soft. She has to listen. Do you, boo boo? I don't care. Like, take care of yourself. If it were me and I was worried about the twisties, which I only worry about one type of twisties, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I was worried about that, then I wouldn't be competing at all. There is nothing worth it to me that's worth more than my life. Competing in football games, not worth it. Competing in baseball games, not worth it. All these things, it's just not fucking worth it. And not for nothing, she's not making any fucking money. The Olympics are unpaid.
I think they make a ton of money on sponsors.
Yeah, so she's still gonna get.
Which is weird that they even get paid for sponsors because nobody watches.
Which is funny because we found out who her new sponsor is.
Nice,
and we're gonna get to that later.
No, so I agree that I should say my opinion matters no more or less than the next person's opinion. I'm just saying I have repeatedly brought up facts that evidence where my opinion is coming from. This is a girl who survived sexual abuse, stayed on a team longer than she needed to.
Time out. Listen. You know what? God, I'm not gonna say.
She survived sexual abuse. She
Stop
stayed
saying
on the
that.
team longer than
Stop
she
saying
needed
that.
to.
Sexual abuse typically doesn't end in death.
What?
Sexual abuse typically does not end in death.
I'm sorry. Are you, oh my God. Are you now saying that people who go through sexual abuse are not sexual abuse survivors?
No, Pat.
Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I was wondering if you would take a hard heel turn here. There it is. Okay.
Pat, you above everybody should know that I can say whatever the fuck I want about that.
I know you can. I know you can.
No sympathy from Tom. Sorry.
Okay. Ooh. She stayed on
I
the
am
team.
sorry that she had to go through that, and it's horrible that she had to go through
No
that.
sympathy from Tom. I'm very sorry she had to go through that.
Well, I'm saying you can't say that. She's a survivor is like the reason the show called Survivor is because you might die. Like, there's a better chance of you dying than surviving.
Has anybody died on Survivor, the show?
That's like saying,
Do you think
I'm
people
a
have died
fucking,
during sexual abuse?
I'm a what's it, skydiving survivor. You know, like, no, you don't say that.
Bro, people say that they survived a fucking scary movie.
Pat, again, the context in which you say something.
I understand that you have no sympathy for sexual abuse
That's
victims.
That's not the case, Pat.
You said I have no sympathy for her.
I didn't say for her. That's not what I said. I said
You're right. All sexual abuse victims.
Pat, don't twist what I said. Don't be all twisty on me.
Okay,
you get what I'm saying.
Fuck, what was the name of the show? Twisty.
Twisties.
Okay.
Don't be all twisty on me.
No, what here's my point.
Is it funny that we're talking about sexual abuse in the porn site?
Nice. Well played.
Real nice.
My point is that she went through, let me word this so that Tommy doesn't disagree.
Something
went
horrific.
Through sexual abuse. Came out on the other side. Her whole team said, we want nothing to do with this shit. We're done because we're not going through it again. And she went, whoa. I'm going to stay on this team. I'm going to rebuild this team. I'm going to stay longer than most would because I need people to understand that that's no longer happening. I need people to get on board with the United States team and know that they're safe here. They can be comfortable here. They can be vulnerable here because the sexual abuse has stopped. So she will say persevered beyond the sexual abuse to continue to inspire the next generation of gymnasts. You don't see anything heroic about that, man?
Pat, do you really want my real take on it?
I do. I don't believe that you, of all people, don't think that what she's done for this sport, winning with 2 broken feet, everything that she's done leading up to this point.
She's a fucking selfish person.
Okay.
Which, listen, I'm a fucking selfish person. I don't have a problem.
I think we're all selfish. That's valid.
I think, Pat, to be honest with you, and this is my base on human people and themselves, most times, in most cases, their motives are
I think
things are self-motivated.
I don't think there's such thing as a selfless act. I do not believe in them.
She's not doing it to say we need to keep this school going with gymnastics or whatever the case may be that she said. She's doing it because she wants to be the best.
So you think she's like, all right, now that we've all been diddled, they're going to drop out. And this gives me a real competitive advantage because I'm willing to stick around after the sexual abuse, and I'm going to be the only veteran around here. I look so good compared to the other ones.
Yes.
Okay. I do agree that there's no
I don't think that's like
selfless act.
I don't think that's like her actual mindset, but it's a long, like, at the end, like, deep down, I think that's really what this is like. I'm going to keep doing this because I want to. It's really what it comes down to is I want to. I want to. It's not for the best of everybody. It's for me. I want to do this.
I want to be the best. Absolutely.
Then I don't see anything wrong with that.
Do you think that Jeff Bezos is a national hero?
With the creation of Amazon, dude?
You said Bill Gates.
With the creation of Amazon?
Yeah.
And this motherfucker went up into space last week and came back down and lived through it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Do you think...
You don't think Jeff Bezos is in that? Look at what he's done for us.
I didn't say he wasn't. I asked your opinion. And I will give you my opinion in a minute. So there's people all over the internet saying this guy has the opportunity to whatever, fucking end homelessness, fucking feed everybody with all his money. He could do all of these things. But what he's doing is indeed flying up into space in a dick-shaped rocket and then landing in a cowboy hat. And he doesn't care about anybody. And he's
That's not true.
selfish.
He gave away a bunch of money at the end of that.
How much money?
I
Because you
think
said a bunch. Is it a bunch to you or is it a bunch to him?
it's a bunch to an average person. I forgot. I want to say it was at least 250,000, but I might be wrong, and it might be $1 million. He gave away to two different people.
Do you think, legitimately, if it could be broadcast on live television, Jeff Bezos would get a kick out of wiping his ass with $1 million?
No,
No, you don't think he would find humor in that?
no.
Motherfucker landed a dick-shaped rocket ship in a cowboy hat.
Is your mic muted?
No.
Okay.
Here's my point. What he did was indeed selfish or for the good of the nation.
I think it's in that specific.
Yeah.
In that specific thing.
Hold on. Before you answer that, let's be less serious. You think he made that ship look like a dick on purpose? Tell the truth.
Probably not.
I think they made it look like a dick on purpose.
If you look at any rocket pad, they all look like dicks. But anyway, listen.
This one was the fucking rocket ship from fucking Austin Powers, bro.
Listen, more importantly here, I think it's two things. I think part of it is selfish because he plans on running a business that's going to fly people to fucking space.
Okay.
So absolutely. One, I think kudos to him for him testing it out and risking his life.
Somebody did it the week before.
For a different company.
Oh, I know, but you're like, oh, he risked his life. He tested it out. Somebody tested it the week before.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, but dude, he's a fucking billionaire. He doesn't have to get in that rocket. Hey, homeless guy, get in a rocket. I'll give you $1 million.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Well,
Like, this is going to be a reality show. They really could have capitalized on it.
yes. But yes, I think part of it too is selfish because but that's also bringing us to it's propelling us into a different time. You know what I mean? Where in a very not so far future, there's a chance you might be able to get on a fucking rocket and go to the fucking go to space.
Again, somebody did the week before, so he's not doing it to propel us into a different time. They were. He's doing something that's already been done.
He owns part of the business, right?
What business?
That's what they're doing. It's a travel fucking business that they're going to fly people to space.
I get that. Didn't somebody do this a week before Jeff Bezos did? A different company entirely?
Yeah, but I believe, I'm not 100% positive because I don't read that much into it, but I believe it's this, they own the thing together.
Okay. Now, I don't know either. I did not.
I believe it's also with theory. Elon Musk. Because Elon Musk owns, Elon Musk
owns
SpaceX.
Air Force. Yeah, SpaceX. I didn't know that they have any link. I still don't know that they have any link. But my point is, you said he's a national hero.
Absolutely, for Amazon, not for this.
Okay. So he's a national hero for Amazon. Now, this guy has employees all over the place.
Yeah.
Pissing in bottles, hanging nooses from rafters, talking about how miserable they are at work.
So don't work there. He also changes the lives of millions of people and employs them.
I agree. I personally do believe that not only is Jeff Bezos a national hero, I think he's a fucking hero across the world because he has brought the technology and the system. It's the system, really. Never mind what he does. The way he does it.
It's the modern day assembly line.
Yeah, him fucking building warehouses every 15 feet like they're a fucking Dunkin' Donuts franchise is unbelievable. And if you said that to somebody 20 years ago, oh, just build a building every 20 feet, they'd be like, you're a fucking idiot. Jeff Bezos was like, nope, we're going to build a mega building every 20 feet. So I agree. I also agree that
is he a piece of shit? Absolutely.
Bill Gates is a hero. Do I think the two of them with Elon Musk, the three of them, could solve every problem in the world? I mean, they got a good swing at it, better than you and I. You know what I mean? Do I think that they should have to do it to be considered heroes? No. It is not their responsibility. Those guys went into business for themselves. It was not for you. Trust me. You could say, oh, Bill Gates propelled us to the future. Doesn't fucking matter. That's not why he started. Bill Gates went, I don't want to be fucking broke. And he's not fucking broke anymore.
Facts.
These guys operate in a selfish nature all the time, and I still consider them to be national heroes. I operate in a selfish... Listen, I have picked up countless people on the side of the road. I have pulled over and changed countless tires. I have helped countless people with countless things. every single time it made me feel better about who I am. It was absolutely selfish. I wanted to do a good deed, so that person looked at me and said, that guy's helpful.
I had a very similar situation last night, Pat.
Did you? Oh yeah, you did. You told me about it.
Yeah, at the
So you
we
helped
went
a friend?
we went to a benefit dinner. For those of you that don't know, it's a friend of my wife's, Rochelle. She has ALS. I could be wrong on this, but I remember when I first started dating my wife 7 years ago, they told her that she would be lucky to make it to Christmas, and that was 7 years ago, and she has miraculously made it. So they're doing a fundraiser yesterday, last night.
Hold on, before we move too far into the story, I'm going to let you get the story out. Let's talk about, speaking of just fucking heroes, right? Your wife, who goes to school every day and deals with kids with special needs, and the people who take care of kids with special needs, right? That's a lot. That's a lot to put on a plate, right? Big shoes. She does this, and she has struggled. She has moved around. Her companies have done really weird things with, we're going to take this contract or not work with these people. We're going to do things that don't necessarily always make sense. But she has consistently taken care of other people who aren't capable of taking care of themselves and led other people to do the same thing. And then when she gets out of fucking work, she cooks this woman meals and delivers them to her door. Talk about fucking, if that's not a hero, I don't really know what is. Erica is fucking badass.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Me and my wife we're both very generous people and we want to help people, so it kind of works out for both of us. She actually thanked me this morning for going to that, and I'm like I joked around about not going, but there was never a thought in my mind that I wouldn't go, because at the end of the day, I don't need things in my life I don't go to church. I don't really believe in God. I don't do any of those things. I don't need something to tell me to be a decent person. Whether or not Pat portrays that on the Number 9 with Tommy podcast or not is beyond me. But
I don't think I've ever said anything negative about you other than you have a weight problem. And in turn, I have a weight problem.
You just said that I have no sympathy.
No. I quoted you, bro. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky. But anyway, Bobby.
So we go to this pasta dinner, which was, no offense to them, extremely disorganized. I don't know if they got a bigger turnout than they were expecting, but it was a huge turnout, which is fantastic. I think they missed the mark on the 50-50 raffle. They were only selling tickets for $1. To
put that in perspective, there's a lot of people who don't know what these 50-50 raffles are, and you see them at high school football games. You see them at bachelor parties. What's a normal rate for a 50-50 raffle ticket?
I would say $5.
$5, sometimes more. Sometimes you'll get like an arm's length for 12 or for $10, 12 tickets for $10, whatever.
Yeah.
But you can't buy one. So you're paying a minimum of $5-10 for these tickets. I've seen $25 and $50 50 raffles.
Let's go, bro.
Yeah. So these people are doing this for the good of somebody suffering from cancer, and they missed the mark because
ALS isn't cancer, but yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that it was ALS. I thought it was cancer.
No, it's ALS.
Okay. But they missed the mark. They charged $1 for the tickets. They probably didn't fucking know how a 50-50 raffle generally works.
Yeah, because it was organized by a bunch of women who have never been to a stag.
Right.
So either way, so I go up, I buy $30 worth of tickets. I separate my tickets, and I go up to the lady, and I go to Erica first, and I said, listen, do you think if I put no name on these that they're just going to keep the money, or should I say something? Because again, I'm not doing it for the recognition, right? I'm not a big person with, I don't want to be recognized for my good deeds. I just want to do them and move forward, right? So, and she's like, oh, I don't know. So I go up to the lady, and I'm like, listen, I'm not going to put my name on these, but I have to ensure that if you pull one with no name, you don't pull another name. You keep the money. Because that's what, and I explained this to my son, I took this as a teaching moment, that you do these things at stags, anything to do with charity. If they're doing a 50-50 raffle, you donate the money. If you win the money, you give the money back to the cause, right? If you're
How old is Colin?
12.
So naturally his response is,
what?
Why the fuck would you do that?
Yeah. So I explained to him, and I said, if you're at a football game, NASCAR race, fucking baseball, whatever it is, you keep that fucking money. You want it. But in these cases, stags, charity, whatever, you give the money back because that's the right thing to do. In my eyes. Not everybody's going to agree with that. Me and Pat were just talking. A guy at my stag almost got punched in the face because he didn't want to give me the money for my wedding. And Pat
that just makes
snatched it out of his hands. That's a true story.
Well, he donated it then, didn't he?
Yes, he did. So Yeah, I did it, and I hope to God I didn't stick around. The lady was really confused too. I was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna put my name on these. Can you make sure that if you pull one with no name, you keep the money?" And I looked in the jar, and there was other ones with no names on them. So I'm like, "Well, fuck those people. I don't care. Um, make sure if you pull one with no name, you keep the money." She goes, "Well, we're gonna do it in a little bit." I'm like, "I'm not gonna be here. I'm leaving." And she was like, "Huh? Well, just put your name on it." I'm like, "No, you don't understand. I don't want the money." And she's like, "Well, put your name on it anyway." I'm like, "I don't want the recognition. I'm not gonna be here. Just know if you guys pull one with no name, all that goes towards the van."
Right. So here's the thing. You get 10, $20 from each person for this 50-50 raffle. And normally, like at a stag, there's 2 different raffles. Were there raffle prizes as
Yes,
well?
they had huge. They had 3 different raffles set up. They had big ticket items, small ticket items, and again, they missed the mark. 50 cents for the small ticket items.
Oh my God. So much money could have been made. So at these things, my general split is 50-50, right? So I'm going to put 50%. I go in knowing how much money I'm going to spend. I don't give a fuck what the prices are. That's not why I'm there.
Yeah.
But I bring whatever, $100. I'm going to put 50 into the 50-50. I'm going to put 50 into the raffles. And now if I walk in and the raffles are really, really good, this may change quickly and be 20 or 30 to the 50-50 and the rest towards stuff that I could actually win. But I already have allotted that amount of money to be lost. It's kind of like if you're going to a baseball game, you know you're going to drop $50 on either merchandise or fucking hot dogs, right?
Yeah.
So you know that money's already gone. I'm not planning. I'm not going into it like it's a casino going, all right, if I drop 30, I could win $2,000. So if we can all unite on this and say there's 100 of us, we each drop $20, this person's going to walk away with $2,000. Because when somebody wins the 50-50, they give it back. This person gets $2,000. The purpose of the stag or of the ALS support thing is to give money to somebody. It is not to go there and win 50% of a raffle.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking lottery. It's a charity.
Yeah, it's a fundraiser.
So if you weren't familiar with this system or these rules, please spread the word. A 50-50 that is for charity should be given to the charity unless that charity is something where that money's not really going to make a difference. Listen, again, like Tom said, if you're at a huge sporting event, take that fucking money.
Yeah.
The rules are off the table.
Yeah, that's totally fuck that. All right. Hey, you want to get into mail time?
Here's the
I
thing,
feel
Tom.
like this is just going to ignite more.
When I did the timeline, the outline, I was like, I need mail time to carry us to 30 minutes. I absolutely, if we don't, I'm sorry, not mail. Yeah, mail time. If we don't get 30 minutes out of mail time, then this podcast isn't going to go an hour. We are now at 38 almost minutes, and we have not gotten to mail time. So this so far, including your heel turn where you said you don't give a fuck about sexual abuse victims.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
You said they're fake like transgender people. I heard you say that. You said they don't count like women. I heard you say that. No, we're cutting a good pace. Let's do this.
All right. Really wish you didn't say that. Nobody in the live chat today, huh? Do all this preparation for nobody to listen. Fuck. I gotta drop these in here somewhere.
Put one before the intro to the mail time.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Nice.
And then after mail time, we're gonna stop it and start a new one.
Nice.
So we can have the 2 apps. Oh, Erica's there. Hi, Erica. Were you watching Twisties? Oh, that's right. They had the football thing this morning. Did he get all the stuff?
So did you just get here? I gotta stop directing questions at people. It takes so long to get an answer. Oh, you know what I was gonna say? Can I put the live feed on that screen with the chat?
We maybe it would be easier
If we just put that there?
it would be easier if I had it plugged into the TV.
Hmm.
But Why couldn't
We can't Bluetooth into the TV from the computer.
You know what it was? The fucking DisplayPort thing.
Okay.
I gotta order the right adapter. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you know what would be good is if I went on like WordArt and put the episode down at the bottom. So when you look on YouTube, if you're looking for an episode, it says like the episode number at the top and the title of the episode at the bottom. So if you're watching the Number 9 with Tommy podcast, scrolling through the YouTube, you can see what episodes you're scrolling through on the picture. I guess it would be titled anyways.
Yeah, they're all titled and numbered when I put them on. And
right.
they have our album art, or we choose for an album art.
Word.
Yeah. All right. You're going to read these emails, right?
Oh, I can't. I was just going to go look for a Bitmoji for the show, but I can't because I'm streaming.
All right. I heard about the raffle stuff. Very good. Very good. All right. Let's do this. All right, Pat. So we got 2 pieces of mail today. They are quite long.
Yeah, some very verbose motherfuckers emailing into the show. But Number 9ers, you have no idea how much the email helps the show be enjoyable for us, and the more enjoyment we take out of it, the more enjoyable it will be for you. So please continue emailing into the show.
Well, we're in mail time. I also want to mention, 1, keep sending the emails. 2, I think most of you have been. Make sure you're listening to the awesome Anchor ads that we have. You just hit my vape?
Yep. So bad. It's so bad. Oh my god. Oh. You know when you take a drink and you think you're getting water and it turns out to be soda or vice versa? That. Oh, what is in that? What do you have? Dimetapp? Menthol Dimetapp?
No, it's strawberry melon or something, or watermelon lime. It's great. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
Jesus.
1, we want to make sure you're going to the website, number9podcast.com or number9withtommypodcast.com. You guys can actually watch the live feeds on there while we're doing the show if you go there. It has a chat box. It'll show the video. It's great. We've been trying to stay on top of that, so every episode you can do that. I also think that we're going to send out the newsletter this week, which we haven't been doing for probably the last 2 months. But we have a question we want to ask you guys. I forgot to tell you about this. What was the other thing? We also have a new merch store that's up. We're no longer using the Stream Element store. We have another one that has a lot more variety and a lot more stuff. We're going to do an order probably this week.
Shout out to the number 3 for that.
Yeah, shout out to the number 3. I'm going to have to, once we get all the merch in, we'll obviously be wearing it, but it's some great stuff. So anyway, let's get into these.
I'm not going to lie. I'm far more excited. We've already done this before. We've done the merch thing before, and I am significantly more excited this time than I was last time. Yes, this merch, there's more of it. It's better. It's a high quality. We'll say the Bearded Gamer hat that I've worn many times on the show, and I wear all the time when I'm going somewhere publicly. The quality of the hat is mint. The fit is mint, and I finally am going to have some Number 9 with Tommy hats.
Yes, we're quite excited for this stuff. So, and they have a lot more sizes. So if you're fat like us, the 2X might actually be a 2X, or if it's not, you can get a 3X. The other stuff you cannot get a 3X. So, perfect. Anyway, Pat, you want to get to the first email?
Yeah, let's do it.
I just want to thank both the guys that wrote in this week. They are fucking novels, both of them.
Yeah.
And if you notice, Pat, on the live stream, I put in the title.
Oh, good for you. The title of this email from the Rocket himself, Johnny Rocket, is Tommy Makes My Nipples Hard. Hello, fellas. First thing first, I only made the title because Tom does not care about the title. Today is Thursday, and I listened to the podcast today. So today, which is Thursday the 29th, I realized I agree with Tommy about a lot of different things. First, I'm surprised that you were happy to see me at your store. Not a lot of people showed a happy face when I came by. Rocket, that's probably not something personal. It
was probably a high stress day, man. Yeah, to be honest with you, it was a while ago. I don't quite remember the whole thing. But of course I was happy to see you. I know that you're a true Number 9er. You've been listening to every show. Sorry that I didn't spend more time with you.
When people that I know come by, I do my best to go out of my way to say hello, but sometimes the best I can do is like say hello, give them a hug, and keep it moving because I don't have time to stop and talk to them. So don't take it personally. He said, secondly, I do agree with you that people should not be stepping on or burning the flag unlawfully. I don't feel like that was a Tommy opinion. I think we both agreed on that, but that's okay. I know you don't like when people talk about the good stuff they do, but at my job, we have a big lot, and I saw a flag laying in the trees, and the colors are faded. I picked it up, and I've had it in my car for a month or two. I'm unaware of what to do with it. Hey, Rocket, any fire department, bring the flag to the fire department. Any fire department in the world. That's where you want to dispose of your American flags. He said, what Colin Kaepernick did was not disrespecting the flag because he was told by a veteran to do a knee instead of sit down. I respect you, Tom, for respecting that he was not disrespecting the flag. Also, a couple of weeks ago, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, it really had nothing to do with the flag.
Okay.
What he was doing. I would say more so, if anything, in my view of it, I just feel that, there's a lot of people that risk their lives for us. If anything, you're disrespecting them, and you're just borderline disrespecting the nation. But again, that's a personal view. He has every right to do it. So
yeah, I think anybody can see the card on both sides. You can say he was being disrespectful. You could also say a veteran told him that would be the way he would prefer it. So you can't say he was disrespecting veterans when he was taking the advice of a veteran.
Yeah, but that's one specific veteran. You know what I mean?
No, right. So there's two sides to that, and I think we can all agree that they're both visibly evident. Whether you agree with both of them is a completely different thing.
All right.
He said a couple weeks ago, you guys had spoke about a transgender couple where the biological male tried to breastfeed the baby. Again, I agree with Tom when he said that he should have some type of disciplinary action. Again, I don't think that was just a Tom opinion, but okay.
I think what he's getting at here is that he agrees with you on most things, but is surprised that he agrees with me on some.
Oh, okay, sure. They knew nothing was going to come out, so why try it? Fucking gross.
Fucking wild.
Yeah. Oh, God. Hero. That's one that they called a hero. Okay.
You see what I mean? That's my point. That's my fucking point.
I don't think we can consider the breastfeeding male the Simone Biles.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, the breastfeeding
He's a
female.
hero.
Okay.
He's a hero for standing up for what he believes in, and that he will produce breast milk even though he doesn't have the body parts to do so. He's a hero.
I'm not sure that you have provided me with enough evidence to agree that he is a hero, but I understand what you're doing. Even though I'm sure it wasn't for his own sexual gratification, it's still sexually assaulting the baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if we look up the previous sexual assault so that we have a black and white definition, I would assume that forcing your nipple into somebody's mouth is in fact sexual assault. And if you said he didn't force it because the baby took it, then we could say, I believe the law in Connecticut is 15, it might be 14, whatever. Everywhere has a law where there's a certain age and it's a cutoff point. So in the state of Connecticut, everybody says statutory rape's under 18. It's not. It's 16 with the consent of the person you're having sex with. But they can't legally give consent under a certain age. So if an 8-year-old has sex with a 40-year-old, that is rape no matter what, because the 8-year-old is not capable of giving consent. In this case, the baby was not capable of giving consent, so I think we have to agree that it's sexual assault.
Absolutely.
He said, another thing, I lost it. Another thing I understand your explanation with the cops searching your car and the government looking through your phone, which I think we did a good job breaking down. We talked about that on the last episode. I think I would want the government looking at pictures. I don't think I would want the government looking at pictures of my naked wife and my dick pics. Well, maybe they can look at my dick pics because I think the whole world should be able to see this big, beautiful dick. You know what? He didn't say big. I just magically read big, beautiful dick. And it actually just says this beautiful dick. Well, there we are. Apparently, somebody get Freud on the phone because apparently I want to see Rocket's dick.
What the fuck?
There's no way that there's not some latent homosexual
I can't
tendency
believe you
inside of
fucking
me
said that, dude.
that just added the word big into Rocket's dick explanation of himself. Well, here it is, live on the Number 9 with Tommy podcast. Patrick may be gay.
Maybe. First off,
Here we go.
You're the only
Here
person,
we go.
You're the only person on the show that's asked to have a dick put inside your mouth.
Now it's a
And
big,
now
beautiful dick.
it's a big, beautiful dick. Fantastic.
Wow, this elevated quickly, and there is no defense that I can come up with. He said, but that's beside the fact.
Is it?
I understand your point. Last thing, Tom, I also agree with you about the foreskin jokes. As much as I love Pat and everything about him, I kind of tune you guys out until I stop hearing the word foreskin, which he's now used twice. But that's just me. Maybe it's because I was lucky enough as a baby to get mine cut off. Again, this email is getting too long, like last week's.
It doesn't
So-
say too long either.
It says long, like last week's.
Jesus.
So I will end it here. Later, guys. P.S. I almost shit myself today. It was a nail biter. For a good laugh, I think you guys should talk about times that you have almost shit yourself or did in fact shit on yourself. Rocket, I don't know how many episodes of the podcast you've listened to, but I have 2 doozies out there.
Yeah, man, we had a full discussion about Pat shitting himself multiple times, I believe, on multiple episodes.
Yeah, I shit into my hands trying to take my pants off.
And then all over his bathroom.
Yeah. So I do have a recent one. This is how recent. I'm gonna say it was either Friday or Thursday. I mean, it was super recent. My sneezes, if you've ever met me, are incredibly aggressive. They're loud. I snap. Like I can hear my back crack when I sneeze, and I get shooting pain down to my fingertips and my left arm when I sneeze. Very, very painful for me to sneeze sometimes. You can watch the pain. Like when I'm done sneezing, I'm just holding my arm because it's like in super discomfort.
I was just stretching, dude, and my shirt turned into a belly shirt. I'm so bad.
Okay. Big, beautiful dick. So
how the hell did you get that out of a belly shirt?
I don't know. Now it's stuck in my head. I'm just looking at Rocket's dick play through my mind. Anyways,
You're not doing yourself any favors, bud.
Yeah. So I am at work and I am preparing for my day, and here it comes, a little sneezing fit. I got allergies, bro. So I sneeze, first sneeze, very aggressive. Not the least painful thing in the world, I will say that. The second sneeze, unprompted by anything other than allergies, and I feel what can only be described as, in Mario, when you get the mushroom and you have the fireballs, I shot a Mario-style fireball out of my asshole. And when I say it burned, it was hot. Like I was shitting mace. Hold on, I'm not done.
You shit your pants at work.
So I'm 100% positive that it's now 6:25 in the morning and I have shit my pants at work. So I do what any good Christian would do, and I clench my cheeks and I waddle to the bathroom because we need a quick check. Because I don't feel any shit. It's not wet, but it is hot. I mean, this heat needs to be released. So I undo my pants, I pull them down, I take a wipe, and we're dry. And I didn't shit my pants, but this story could have gone either way. Let me tell you, I was sure that I had shit my pants when I sneezed.
If you want to shit your pants at work, dude, that would have been it.
This thing, I don't even know. Your internal body temperature is 98.6 degrees. Mine had to have been 130 with that fart. I singed my asshole hair. That's the goddamn truth.
All right, let's go to the next email.
Okay.
Another long one.
This one's from the crime dog, Griff. It says, the title is, They Are Like Assholes. Well, I'm just going to assume that Griff has an opinion. Opinions, that is, opinions. What up, boys? I'm dropping a line because I have to say some things that transpired this week that have indeed grinded my gears. And I had texted Tom my opinion on Biles's bile, and he said I should. Oh, I like the play on words there. He said I should email in, and here we are. After listening to your last episode, I am composing a completely different email. My original was going to be about how, in my opinion, the gymnast in question is softer than Charmin Ultra Soft. Shout out to Trav for that meme. But I digress. We do have that meme coming up.
It's on there. It's on the website.
Oh, it's okay. It's up on the show. Should have watched the live feed for you listening on the radio. What I really want to talk about is our current climate and why it's seemingly acceptable, nay, encouraged to give every loudmouth with a pulpit by which they can say you're wrong and they are right, simply by being louder and hostile in their rants. I'm referring to the clip you fine gentlemen played by Barstool's KFC, a man I had enjoyed for a few years now as I have followed Barstool Sports. Okay,
Let's stop right there. KFC is one of the funniest people at Barstool.
He's also well-spoken,
Yes.
which when he goes on his little rants, they're incredibly entertaining. Whether you agree or disagree, they're incredibly entertaining because he's so well-spoken. He delivers his message with whatever type of delivery system he wants. It hits.
Keep going.
Okay. Let me find out where we were. Okay. As he engaged in his diatribe about how if you didn't agree with his assessment of the Biles situation, then you are basically human scum, I was left not wondering anything other than if this person truly believes that if you don't agree with him and his take, in his words no less, fuck you, you're an asshole. More than once, I might add. If you don't agree with him that the things we, in air quotes there, ask her to do, oh, wait a minute, we didn't ask her to do anything. She is engaging in her chosen profession. If you don't agree with him that it's hard now and taking a toll, oh, wait, everybody's job is hard at times, sometimes oppressively hard, and the vast majority of us adults still go out and earn our keep. If we don't agree with him that, you get the point. Okay, so he's saying if you don't agree with that, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
My point is that prior to listening to KFC spit his vitriol, I was considering my stance a certain way. And while my stance will not change based on anything he said, it just truly irritates me when I hear someone state, well, yell is a better word, their opinion, and in turn, making us all think that if we don't agree or see him or see it his way, then you're just flat out wrong. This is at the heart of many, many, many of our current issues. We can have 330 million points of view on any single subject in this great land of ours, and that's okay. We encourage that, supposedly. So why is it that when some people hear things they don't agree with, anger and hate come from their words and a deliberate attempt to alienate and offend? Just my 2 cents on this beautiful Friday afternoon. He listened to the podcast late. I say, good afternoon, Griff.
He actually texted me on Thursday. I think he finished it on Friday and wrote the email.
I think we can agree wholeheartedly that it's very frustrating, this system that we use in America. And I think we'll call it a subsection of counterculture, right? Like counterculture is the city, and this is a little town in the city where if you don't agree with my opinion, you have to be wrong. And I hate you for not agreeing with me. I mean, we are bitter rivals because I don't agree with you.
Yeah, I think so. Like, and I've said this a lot. I think one of the things that makes our podcast so compelling is that Pat and I can banter back and forth about stuff. We have different views on stuff, absolutely. But at the end of the day, we're still friends. Best friends, some might say, but I wouldn't say that.
Besticles, if you will. Just two besticles hanging down.
I actually make it a point to make sure that Pat knows that he is not my best friend.
And I make it a point to not be his best friend. No, it's very frustrating, and I think a lot of it is politics, politically fueled. If you like Trump, you're an asshole. If you like Biden, you're an idiot. It's amazing, but Biden sniffs kids, so he's a toucher. Trump knocked down buildings to make other buildings, so he hates black people. It's unbelievable. We take the truth, we twist it, we bend it, we bop it, we zip it, and we make it something completely different. And then we go, but if you don't agree with my interpretation, then you are dead wrong.
Erica says, so before social media, there was a time when people could have different opinions and still get along. And Erica can say that confidently because she was alive before social media.
Man.
I love you, honey.
Erica, earlier in the show, I referred to you as a hero, then Tom pulled out a flamethrower and burned your ass. Okay, so I think I don't even know what Griff's opinion on Biles is. I think he's saying he doesn't necessarily agree with her behavior because it's her job and he has to do his job. which I actually referenced in the intro. A lot of people out there are saying, well, I have to do my job, so she should have to do her job. No doubt. But
I did well, and I think another key thing that he said in there was that she chose to do this. Nobody's forcing her to
nobody forced you to do your job either. You choose your job.
Well, yeah.
I think the difference here is that she's on a worldwide stage in front of the world, and I think it's more difficult for her to not do her job than the next guy. I think that for you or I to go, you know what, I'll take this assignment and I'll put it off till tomorrow because I don't have time to do it. That's acceptable. I have a deadline to hit, so I'm going to push my other work to the side to make sure this one thing gets done. And I think sometimes we make mistakes. I think sometimes we have things that don't go flawlessly. And if she's out there winning, getting 7.5s on her performance, that's not acceptable. For you to do work that's less than stellar, well, for winning medals, it's
not acceptable for
her.
The
expectation going into the Olympics for her, from the general public, is that she's going to win.
But but
I'm just saying,
sometimes Americans need to be let down.
Well, yeah, that too. Jesus, we can't win every time. Meanwhile, the U.S. women's soccer team goes out and loses to nobody. The U.S. men's basketball team goes out and loses to nobody, and nobody fucking bats an eye.
Well, first off, I want to cover that thing that Griff sent me. He didn't send it as an email, but he sent it into my phone. I put it on his email. I'm gonna blow it up here because what's funny. So it's a meme of Biles, and it has a picture of the Charmin Ultra Soft. But more importantly, here it says breaking news: Charmin's Extra Soft to sponsors Simone Biles. Which, okay, that's funny. But the funnier stuff is the stuff on the bottom of the screen that's supposed to be, cycling through as news. LeBron was top choice until we saw Olympics perfect spokesman or spokesperson. And then Team USA men's basketball is trash. Jordan never lost it in the Olympics. It's fucking hilarious. That's a great meme. Oh boy, I'm moving stuff all over the place. Oh boy, sorry. Fucking this all up. Oh boy. You know what? We're just gonna leave the screen.
So I don't think we can disagree with Griff. I don't like the state of the argument culture, or the fact that we can't have an argument culture, or a disagreement. I love debate. I love heated debate. I think that Griff loves heated debate as long as we stay away from a couple topics, which get him extra heated and it's no longer fun for him. And you know what? On a public scale, I have a couple topics that we don't get into. But privately, we talk about them all the time. And maybe that's Griff's thing too. If it was a private conversation, then they would be fine.
Yeah, private. Yeah, I think there's some things that we just choose not to get too involved in.
Right.
Well, they're touchy subjects.
Yeah,
touchy,
exactly.
Twisties.
Right.
Real quick, in news time,
email.
I think this was an excellent email. I actually texted him and said that was an excellent email.
The fact that he dropped diatribe, excellent. Vitriol, excellent.
Huge words that I have no idea what they mean.
Well played, sir.
So real quick, Erica emailed in a story. She told me about this yesterday. She emailed it in. We couldn't get the pull up, but I'll tell you about it because whoever this person was, I believe they deserve a shout out, even though it was anonymous. Somebody in our small little neck of the woods, Torrington, which is, for lack of a better term, a shithole. Donated.
Strictly opinion based. I happen to love the booming metropolis that is Torrington.
I like my area of the town. From about your house up is fine. I don't like spending time in the downtown area. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. There's a lot of things that go on here, like, underfunding for school athletics and stuff like that. Well, somebody donated $15,000 to the youth soccer, football, and baseball leagues anonymously each. So $45,000 total.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, fantastic. That's that again. There's no selfless deed, right? That person did it because it probably made them feel good. But again,
not only that, this person may care very much about those three things. Maybe they have children in the sports. Maybe they were a child in the sports.
Yeah.
And they want to see the continued success of those sports.
Yes. But again, I commend the anonymous thing, right? Because that to me is like, no, I don't I feel good enough by myself. I don't need all you people to recognize what I've done.
Not all heroes wear capes.
I like that. So kudos to that guy. Thank you. My son plays youth football, so I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, anything else you want to add in mail time, Pat?
No, that
Oh,
was
what
a
about
lot of
this-
mail.
Oh, we're gonna do this later, right? All right. Rob.
I was going to cover that as a meme. Because you had a meme, I had a meme. Oh, I had two. See my shirt?
So Erica, I know that it still says the merch stuff on Stream Elements. I have to change the link in the description. So I really don't want to drop this other ad in here.
Why?
Because it's going to go into the Anchor ad. Because we're going to start a new one.
Why don't you just separate them?
Yeah, but right before mail time, I put in the other one. So I don't want to be ad, mail time, then our ad, and then the Anchor ad. It's a lot of ads in a row.
No, you're fine. We have Three Finger News, and then we'll drop another one, and then we'll do the memes.
Okay. Oh,
You didn't
Eric
put the
also
anchor
said
ad at the beginning of the show?
No, that'll be in the beginning. It's when I upload it.
You're putting it 3 times?
No, twice. It'll be Anchor, and then I put write a review right before mail time.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll do Three Finger News, and after that, we'll put in the other one. Because after mail time, it's going to be the other Anchor ad.
Oh, okay.
Eric also said, since the evolution of a more isolated society where people hide behind their keyboards and jump on bandwagons.
I was actually just going to jump into that after mail time for whatever reason, because we were done with mail time, so now I wanted to just say.
All right. Right?
Yeah. Before we get away from mail time, I know we're done with mail time. Sorry, Dip Dizzy Whistle. We're gonna revert back to the last segment at the beginning of this segment. Whatever. Tom, do you remember the scene in Lethal Weapon 4 when Joe Pesci is getting phone calls? I think they're prank phone calls from Mel Gibson. But he's going crazy
Yes.
about telephone tough guys.
Yes, it's fucking hilarious.
So to Erica's point, right? She said that it was a lot different before social media. What we have is not a birth, because the telephone tough guy has always been around. The telephone tough guy that can make a phone call and say what he wants has always been a thing. But now we have what's beyond that. We have the keyboard tough guy, the keyboard hero, the keyboard, whatever. And we have the ability to say whatever we want to whoever we want, whenever we want, without any regard for repercussions, because 99.99% of the things said on the internet don't have a consequence. Now, don't get me wrong. I think there have been a few isolated cases where, the girlfriend tells the boyfriend to go kill himself, and he does, and then she actually faces punishment for that. But those are few and far between. Erica said keyboard warriors. Yes, we have these keyboard warriors. And if there is a lower form of proof of the pussification of America, I don't know what it is. Tom?
I'm with you, man.
Can you think of anything? I mean, at least,
Dude, do you want to know what I hate, dude? Everybody has something to fucking say, dude.
I'm fine with that. Go say what you want to say. I don't care.
Shut the fuck up.
Why? We have a podcast for just what we want to say.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, these keyboard warriors, dude. Everybody has something to fucking say. Just shut the fuck up. Let this person voice their opinion, and we don't need to hear yours about their opinion. That's what I'm saying.
I encourage everybody to go out and say what they want to say. The problem is that they don't ever have to cash that check.
That's what I'm saying.
That's frustrating.
You just speak out of your ass like Jim Carrey and fucking Liar Liar.
That's not Liar Liar. That's Ace Ventura.
Oh, you get it.
Excuse me. May I ask you a few questions? Do you have any banaka? Great shit. No, I do think that
he's off the deep end, huh?
Why do you say that?
Have you watched anything on Jim Carrey lately?
No.
full-fledged like crazy.
Well, when you're at that level with your art, like Heath Ledger, Robin Williams, you're Kurt Cobain
He's gone to totally new art where he paints.
legitimately paints like
Yeah.
Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Bob Ross. I don't think it's in the same
I
context
think we
as
can
Bob
all
Ross.
agree that Bob Ross had Van Gogh all day. Bob Ross has Van Gogh's number. I don't know that that's true. I do enjoy the show. No, man, it's like if you want to say stuff, but I hope that one day you're put to the test. I really do. There's nothing that I'm willing to say that I'm not willing to also stand for.
Erica says, so you also have to realize it's something that needs to be taught. People who might be not very social in person, but are a great warrior behind the keyboard.
Right. And things come across differently in written form, she said. Tom McDonald has a line about making an opinion, and when people disagree with it, he plants his feet in cement. I think that's where we need to be when we're shouting out opinions. That's fine, have your opinion, but you better fucking back it up. You better stand for it. You better, if that's your opinion online, it better be your opinion face to face with whoever, you know, when you say Simone Biles isn't a hero, for example, if you're face to face with Simone Biles, I don't doubt for 1 second that you would say, no, I don't really think you're a hero. I just don't see it. To me, that's not a heroic thing. Where on the same token, if I'm face to face with Simone Biles and you go, I think you're a fucking hero. You know, it's amazing what you've done. The opinions that we take, and that goes for everybody. If you put me in front of Chauvin and you say, Pat, tell him you think he's a murderer, I would say, hey, I think you're a fucking murderer. It doesn't matter what we talk about on the show. Those are things that we will stand for.
Again, I'm not discrediting her accomplishment.
I didn't say you were discrediting her accomplishment.
Well,
I'm just saying your opinion wouldn't change if she was standing in front of us.
I think what she's accomplished is amazing. Fantastic. Super. Not heroic.
Anyways, now we're done with mail time, Dip Dizzy Whizzle, and we are going to segment into Three Finger News that's sure to shock you.
Actually, let me help with this breakup.
Excellent.
Oh boy, there.
What's the intro to Three Finger News? What are you putting in?
The other.
I wish we had the fucking Joe Pesci telephone tough guy thing. Damn it. I can't even. Oh my God. It's crippling to not have the access to my cell phone. I got to start making notes about what I want. I was just going to text Dante and see if he wanted to do the intros tomorrow night. I think we're going to write a little song for Dante called Keyboard Warriors. I'm inspired.
Ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, Three Finger News. Here we go.
News that's sure to shock you. So this one, I put a little title. The title is Handcuff Me Next. The title is Female Corrections Officer Jailed for Having Sex with Inmate in Front of 11 Other Prisoners. Now, we're going to go strictly with opinion base here. She hot as shit.
Yeah, she's pretty attractive.
So, the article is by Ellie Kildare. And it says, a California corrections officer has been jailed after she reportedly had sex with one of the inmates of the prison where she worked in full view of 11 others. I'm not going to use her name. She hasn't been convicted of a crime yet. She's said to have a depraved mind, reportedly cut a hole in her pants in order to make having sex easier at Fresno County Jail. The Fresno Bee reports, now the 26-year-old will spend 7 months behind bars herself, as well as 2 years on probation upon her release.
Oh, so she was convicted.
Was she?
Yep. If she's going to jail and she has probation, And she was
Oh, there was a
convicted.
sentencing hearing. Yeah, she's been convicted.
So her
Anyways,
name is Tina Gonzalez.
Tina Gonzalez.
Smoking hot.
Even Gonzalez's boss was horrified. He said, speaking at Gonzalez's sentencing hearing, her former boss, Assistant Sheriff Steve McComas, told the court that he was horrified by her behavior and had never witnessed anything like it, despite seeing some, quote, pretty disgusting things while working there. That is something only a depraved mind can come up with, he said. Gonzalez wasn't just having sex with the inmate. The investigation into her behavior, which continued after her arrest and dismissal from her position in May 2020, uncovered plenty of other offenses. She was also supplying the same inmate with a cell phone and razors, and would always warn him in advance when his cell was going to be searched so he could hide any contraband. She's shown no remorse, according to her former boss. She took an oath which she betrayed, and in doing so encouraged and endangered her co-workers' lives. But she has shown no remorse. She continually calls and has sexually explicit conversations with the inmate in question and boasts about the crimes she has carried out. Gonzalez pleaded no contest to the charges against her. However, McComas was gunning for her to get the maximum sentence, which would have been 3 years and 8 months behind bars. Judge Michael Idiart disagreed, taking into account her lack of criminal history and the fact that she made a plea early. The judge believes Gonzalez can change her life. He's quoted saying, "I think that what you did was terrible, stupid, and you have ruined your career. But I also believe that people can redeem themselves, and you have the rest of your life to do that. Good luck." So, okay, first off, this guy's like, I've never seen anything this disgusting. You've never seen crotchless panties? You've never seen people have sex in front of other people?
Go on that website, Twisties, and
Yeah.
I guarantee you there's a episode of a girl that has the leggings cut out.
Let me help
cut out
you.
of her leggings.
Let me help you, sir, and every single person that listens to the Number 9 with Tommy podcast out. Pornhub, XNXX, RedTube, YouPorn, Submit Your Flicks, Aloha Tube. I mean, really, any of those places.
You know a lot of porn sites.
I watch a lot of porn, Tom. What do you want me to say?
I only know one.
Well, I just named a bunch. You can rewind and listen and give them a look-see.
How's it Submit Your Flicks? Is that like all amateur porn?
You would think it would be, and that's the idea. But what happens is you have a bunch of people who go on there and they actually put professional porn that they kind of just, I guess, take credit for. I don't know. There's a weird world of porn where, you know, like we'll take what's Riley Reid. You know who Riley Reid is?
No.
She has the Japanese tattoo going down her back, and you see her back a lot.
Oh, the Spanish girl there?
No.
Big, fat ass?
Are you thinking of Sativa Rose?
I have no idea.
Anyways, look up Riley Reid and Sativa Rose when you're on those sites. Good listen. But they have these things where it's like, you know, Riley Reid bangs a fan, right? So I don't know if that's supposed to be reality based. None of it's fucking reality. None of it. It's all, they have, you know, elaborate lighting. They have elaborate cameras. They have all these things. You can tell that it's not user made. Just my opinion.
She looks good.
Yeah. She's not ugly.
I mean, she's not the hottest girl, but she's not ugly.
No. She is passionate and skilled in her profession. I will say that.
All right.
From what I hear. I heard that from somebody. I have not seen it myself. Anyways.
Do you want my take on this bet?
Yeah.
It sounds like this girl's in love.
I mean, if she's not stopping.
I mean, it sounds like she's in love. It seems like she found the love of her life at work. And that happens. I don't think that she has to go to prison for having sex with an inmate. I mean, coincidentally, she found the love of her life there. And if he had broken a law, it's okay. It happens. And she's young, man. She's only 26.
If what she did is punishable by law, and that punishment is prison, which it is, then I do agree she has to go to prison. What she should have done is remove herself from the situation. And she could have easily said, listen, here's the thing. I have feelings for this inmate. I can't be here. Or I can't, you know, work alone in his presence. She could have gotten herself out of the situation before getting herself into
Yeah, but then
trouble.
she wouldn't be able to get the D.
Correct. So really this boils down to sexual urges.
No way. Because they're still talking.
Something
do you
tells me
make
she
a
still wants to have sex with him.
How do you collect how do you make a collect
Erica
phone
said
call?
exactly, Pat. Yeah.
How do you make a collect phone call from prison to another prison to talk to him on the phone?
I got to tell you, I have that question as well. How they're saying like this continues? Well, fucking how? They're in your care. They're in your control. How is this still continuing?
Maybe when she was out of prison. No, but they said that they still have. I don't know.
Well, it was prior to the sentencing hearing. Maybe she's calling from home.
I mean, well, she can't call him. I don't think. I don't think that's how that works. They have to call you.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when Mary Kay Letourneau got out of prison, her and that kid ended up getting married, right, and having children.
I don't know who that is, but sure.
Alrighty.
You think it's the Five Guys and Your Mom lady?
No, Mary Kay Letourneau is a teacher. She was the first really, really big one that I remember in my lifetime. Mary Kay Letourneau was, I think, banging a 14-year-old. Okay. Erica said she just shouldn't have done it while she was working. Yeah. I mean, fucking marry the guy and set up conjugal visits if that's possible.
This happens all the time, right?
Erica said yes, they did. Mary Kay Letourneau got out of prison. She was a teacher. I think he was 14.
That's love, man.
Right.
Good for them.
And so be it. She said, but they weren't supposed to. Well, I assume there's a pretty big age gap, and I assume that was probably a violation of her probation or parole if she was on it. But yeah, so these things happen. There are ways to, I don't want to say get around them, meaning to avoid punishment. I mean, get around the illegal part, the illicit part. If Mary Kay Letourneau and this guy, this 14-year-old, if she had an open, honest conversation and said, what we're doing is completely wrong, before anything further happens, why don't we wait until you turn 18? Then she's not in the wrong.
I know a guy. This is a true story. I know a guy who was in lockup. You know what I mean? He was in the clink, as they call it. And
getting a further education in Yale?
Yes. Multiple times. He's been at Yale. He has several degrees.
With guards like this, it's no question why he keeps going back.
So he ends up starting a romantic relationship with one of the guards. Gets out of Yale. Just goes and lives with her. She takes care of him. Eventually, he does some illegal stuff to put himself back in Yale. And he turns around and sued her. And got her fired from her job.
On what grounds did he sue her?
He said that she took advantage of him while he was in prison.
Did he win?
I have no idea.
I'm super curious about that.
I do know that she lost her job and her pension because she was old enough. She was like about to retire.
I know that if the gender roles were reversed, we would be calling her a filthy whore and a liar and everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and say he's a filthy whore and he's a piece of shit. This goes back to the same thing that I've said before. I do believe that men can be the victims of sexual abuse. I do not believe that men can have ongoing sex with someone, actual intercourse with someone, if they aren't given the option, because I don't quite understand. Hold on. Was it a guy or a girl? The guard.
The guard was a girl.
Okay. So I don't know how this guy could maintain an erection while he was being sexually abused against his will or taken advantage
in prison,
man. Really, it doesn't make sense to me.
Pat, if you hadn't had sex in 2 years and some lady was trying to take advantage of you and show you her boobies, you mean to tell me no matter how much you didn't want to have sex with that person, you wouldn't have an erection?
Yeah, I mean, discomfort is discomfort.
I don't know, man.
The French word for penis is actually...
I mean, I've been with Erica for 7 years, and if she walks into a room without a shirt on, I get an erection instantaneously.
Well, that's because you want to have sex with Erica.
Okay.
So if you didn't...
I was trying to think of something smart to say there, but whatever I say is just going to...
If you didn't have sex...
Make me look like an asshole.
If you didn't have sex for 2 years, and I walked into the room naked, would you maintain an erection?
If you came over and touched my pee-pee? Maybe.
Yes. I'm sorry, did you just say maybe?
I don't
beautiful
know.
dick, no longer the gayest thing said on the podcast today.
I said maybe.
Oh, I heard you.
That's all I said was maybe.
I'm just saying, you said there's a 50-50 chance that you would fuck me if you haven't been laid in 2 years.
I think there's a fucking 75 to 90% chance that if you haven't been laid in 2 years, you'd fuck me.
I can't do it, man.
You don't know that?
Not just guys in general.
Okay, starting today.
Oh, no, I can, because I didn't get laid for the first 14 years of my life, and I didn't end that streak by having sex with a dude.
That's totally different.
Nor did I consider
didn't
any
have
of
this-
them an option.
Since you've had sex, Pat, have you gone 2 years without having sex?
Tom, have you heard the stories we talk about on the podcast? You think I've gone 2 years without creating a new story?
That's what I'm saying, Pat. So you don't know that.
I will say this. Hold on. Erica said, I don't think that's true, Pat, because even women who have been sexually assaulted have said that their body reacted not all the time, even while they did not want to. Really? So you're saying that women self-lubricated, even though, for example, like a rape in Central Park, women can still self-lubricate as kind of your body's self-defense mechanism to protect you from damage during the rape? Because that is a fucking crazy fact that I did not know. I just assume rape is always a very dry and painful experience.
Which some people like.
Oh my God. What? Those people. Oof.
I saw it on Twisties once.
Nice. Erica, I didn't know that. That's fucking crazy. She said, not something that fast. Oh, okay. So if you're repeatedly a victim of sexual assault or rape, then your body protects itself over the course of the long haul. You know, when it's going to happen again, your body prepares itself for it, is what you're saying? That sounds like the beginning, like the onset of Stockholm to me.
I was going to say something else, but...
What were you going to say?
It's not a good idea, Pat.
Okay.
It's not a good idea.
All right.
We're just going to keep on... You know what? Let's get into this next one.
Did she just say the same thing a second time? No. Okay.
No, it's the first time. It's the only time she said it, Pat.
Moving on to the next meme.
It sounds to me like she started to enjoy it.
Wow, that's what you were going to say. Got it. I don't know if that was a reference to the Simone Biles stuff earlier.
What?
You're on fire, Tommy.
Why would you
are on fire.
Why would you bring that up? What the fuck?
They were very similar in nature. She said, not that the body prepares itself, but that biologically it can be aroused. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Sounds like the early onset of Stockholm Syndrome. And in that particular case, it totally makes sense to me. In the rape in Central Park, it does not. But I think what she's saying is if this corrections officer and this guy had a long, drawn-out romance that then led to sex that he didn't want to be a part of, by that point, his body was at least comfortable enough to maintain an erection and have sex with her, even though he knew that it was the wrong thing. And maybe that's what the grounds that he's using to sue.
Listen, I can assure you of this. In this particular instance that I brought up, he was not taken advantage of.
I get what you're saying, and I have difficulty not agreeing with you. But
no, Pat, I know this person personally.
Oh, or that one, yeah. Yeah, man, like, if this guard is, for example, saying we should have sex, and he's like, nah, right there, it has to stop, right? Anything beyond that is going to be considered at least sexual harassment. Okay. But if she's like,
even them being like, hey, we should have sex, it's considered. Like, if I went up to somebody at work and was like, hey, we should have sex, that's sexual harassment.
That's true. If you said we should go on a date, that's not harassment. But if
I continue to say it.
Well, not only that, if she continued to offer rewards for the sex, if she said, hey, I can sneak you in razors, I can sneak you in cell phones like with the other thing.
I can give you a happy ending.
Yeah, I can make sure that you're protected. I mean, shit. Jail seems to be a very scary place. I can make sure that there's nothing to be afraid of. And then it's like, oh, maybe I could maintain an erection in that situation. Let's fuck this girl and let's get me protected. I'll fuck her. Nobody will fuck me. Win-win.
So ready to do the same thing?
Okay. The next meme. Are you going to put an advertisement in here?
No.
Okay.
I already did it.
So this is a story from online, and it goes a little bit something like this. A domestic survivor is finally taking her abuser to court. This poor woman had a cigarette put out on her face, a finger cut off, slaps and punches were part of her normal day. The man defecated in her bed while his friends laughed. There are audio and pictures to back up all of this. There were doctors that witnessed some of the abuse. The man put makeup on to imitate bruises for pictures and court appearances. But the next day, there were no bruises to be seen. The man tried so hard to ruin this woman's life. The media didn't even ask her side. They blamed her drinking as the problem. She had been sober for years, but the violent relationship had led her back to her addiction, her only escape. The man leaked a picture of her asleep with ice cream melted on her to prove how out of control she was. To shame her even more, all of her past partners have stepped up to support her, all saying she was nothing but kind and loving. How can we treat domestic abuse survivors this way? This woman isn't a woman, she's Johnny Depp, and the man is Amber Heard. For some reason, his abuse wasn't taken serious, it was mocked. If he were a woman, would it have been so openly mocked? Abuse is abuse. We need to protect victims regardless of gender. Hashtag justice for Johnny Depp. Hashtag Amber Heard is an abuser. I love it. I knew immediately when I started reading this what it was going to be about because we've covered the story so heavily.
You're obsessed with this Johnny Depp thing.
It's not the Johnny Depp thing, man. It's the way that men are treated in the eyes of the general public and the eyes of the law when it comes to
Listen, men are
domestic
fucking
abuse.
pigs, Pat. They're bad people. White men in particular.
This woman went as far as to create makeup showing fake fucking evidence of abuse.
I don't see the problem.
Which is very damning to somebody's testimony. And then went as far as to going back in time and taking a picture of this guy covered in ice cream because he was drunk as fuck and made an ass of himself. And she said, look, he's back at it. That's so fucked up, bro. To take somebody's past and bring it into the present and make them look bad all over again, right? He's already paid for whatever the price was of his alcoholism, I'm sure. I'm sure he lost roles. I'm sure he was painted as difficult to work with.
Who's the other one? Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Great actor. Great guy. Iron Man.
These
Iron
people
Man for
will.
life.
These people will always take shit for things that they did in the past. I have no love for Amber Heard. The idea that she fucking faked injuries to make him look bad to me is like the lowest of low.
Erica says, but that's what abusers do. Facts.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Bring up bullshit. I do it all the time.
Not just bring up bullshit, bring up fake shit. I have nothing to defend my station, so I'm going to then deflect. I'll make things up to make you look bad, so by comparison, I don't look as bad. That's not a healthy way of dealing with things. The next meme.
I didn't put this one in.
Okay,
it's not really a meme.
I got it in front of me. It's a post. It's a tweet from Ben Shapiro.
Love this guy.
Yep, Ben Shapiro.
Did you know that he's not gay?
He's married.
I didn't know that. I thought he was gay.
He's like a wholehearted Bible-thumping Christian. He can't be gay.
First off, he's not a Christian. He's Jewish.
Good call. That's what I meant was.
He wears a yarmulke.
He's a wholehearted, devout religious man who doesn't believe in gay.
I don't think he's ever said he doesn't believe in gay.
I don't think he's wholeheartedly okay with gay. I don't think that he believes he could be gay.
I always thought he was gay. But that's
what made you think that? Because he's clean cut in his voice?
No, I thought somebody told me that he was gay. And listen, there's nothing I love more than a full-fledged right-winger that's gay. I love it. Like, that's like, yeah, let's go, bro.
I think...
you know who it is? Yiannopoulos, or Milo Yiannopoulos. You know who that is?
Not a fucking clue.
If I showed you a picture, I'll look up a picture while you explain this meme, and you'll know exactly who I'm talking about.
Okay. I now feel bad that I refer to him as Christian. He's extremely outspoken about being Jewish.
Well, not only that, he wears a yarmulke in all of his videos.
That's true, and in all of his meetings and everything.
What does matter with you?
What I mean is, the things that he stands for aren't exactly supportive of homosexuality. And while I think he accepts people who are homosexuals, he could never see himself as a homosexual. Is that Oh, that's Riley Reid.
Yes.
Oh, boy, I looked over at the right time. So Ben Shapiro had this to say. So, to be clear, the CDC is now pushing masks for the unvaccinated, the CDC is now pushing masking for the vaccinated nationally because there were some 882 cases of COVID linked to Provincetown over the July 4th weekend. Most among the vaccinated, a grand total of 7 were hospitalized and 0 died. So what's happening here is you have a bunch of, we're going to say, majority of them are liberal because they're in Provincetown, okay? And when we talk vaccination, the liberal crowd is more prone to get vaccinated. So he's saying there were 882 cases. Most of those people are already vaccinated, right? Of the 882 that most were vaccinated, a grand total of 7 were hospitalized and 0 died. And as a result, the CDC is saying everybody needs to wear masks. I see both sides of this coin. I do. I swear I see both sides. The CDC is saying the people who are unvaccinated aren't wearing the mask like they're supposed to, so now everybody has to wear a mask. So this is typical. I use that term very clearly. This is typical behavior of a certain group of people saying, we can't get one group to follow the rule, so everybody else should lose their liberties. That is what's happening here. And what Ben Shapiro is saying is he's actually supporting the CDC and their previous claims that vaccination and unmasking will work. He's saying, of the 882 cases that broke out, most of which were vaccinated people, the vaccine worked. Only 7 of them were hospitalized, 0 of them died. The vaccination, I think, boasts a 95% success rate, right? 95?
Yeah.
Okay. So a 95% success rate, meaning these people can
Depends
still...
on which vaccine you get. Like Johnson & Johnson's only 80%.
Okay. So they can still get the virus. It will not be nearly as bad. And what we're seeing is a whole bunch of people who got the virus, but the results weren't that fucking bad. So the vaccination is working. The masking is unnecessary because the vaccination is working. But again, because the CDC is saying we can't control unvaccinated people, we have to control the people who have already done what we've asked them to do. Tom?
So if you're good at doing math like myself, it's less than 1%.
Less than 1% what?
Of those 882 people were hospitalized.
Less than 1% were hospitalized. We did a whole episode on statistics previously, and I think we were over 1% were dying, right? Just over 1% were dying, or maybe right around.
No,
maybe under 1. Either way.
It was under 1%. But
we're no longer talking about people dying. Now we're talking about people just getting hospitalized.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, they're going to blow this shit up. This new Delta variant, the whole fucking thing, dude. I'll tell you this. If they make mask mandate mandatory again, I will die on this front. I'm not wearing a fucking mask. There's zero fucking chance.
I have a difficult time seeing myself back in a mask. I will say that. I also, at this point, how is this not a your choice thing? If you
I'm telling you this right now,
don't want to get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. There are statistics out there showing that the vaccination greatly reduces your risk. Not your chance of getting it, but your risk involved with getting it, right? So if you still don't want to get vaccinated, don't fucking do it. If you want to drive, 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, that's your prerogative. The chances are you're not going to get pulled over for. You're not going to get arrested, right? But it's a choice you make. You go, this is slightly more dangerous than driving the speed limit. And not everybody freaks out about it. This is, I think, a similar situation where you're making a decision about yourself. I don't think that you being unvaccinated at this point means that you're being super selfish and you're not worried about everybody else. No, the only people you're worried about are the other people who choose not to get unvaccinated. The people who are getting vaccinated are protected from you. They may get the virus. It won't be as severe. And that sucks, man. It does. But as long as you're not putting everybody at risk of fucking death at this point, I don't really give a fuck if you're vaccinated or not.
I heard something on the news the other day that said you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than you do if you have the vaccine and dying.
Okay. So let's go back, actually.
Well, I can tell you this. In 32 years, I've been in a lot of thunderstorms. Never once got struck by lightning.
Have you ever seen the video of the dude walking across the parking lot and getting struck by lightning twice?
Hilarious.
Holy shit. Amazing.
It's fucking awesome.
Makes me think of the great outdoors. If you
I would have went and bought a fucking lottery ticket.
No shit. I want to start with this. You have previously stated that you are vehemently in regret for being vaccinated. Do you still feel that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not gonna change. I mean, like, look, I regret getting vaccinated. Yes.
As these statistics come out and you see the results of the vaccination protecting people, not from from contraction, but from the very severe side effects of it. Do you feel like you would have changed your opinion by now? Or
No.
do you feel like if we continue to see results, eventually you would change your opinion?
No.
So you just think no matter what anybody says, you would never be comfortable getting vaccinated?
No, I mean, maybe years from now. I mean, the problem that I have is that we didn't have a lot of time to study it. I understand that it came from vaccines that we already have and stuff
we've
like that.
already dispelled that.
Yes. Well, I understand all that. What I'm saying is we still don't know and won't know the long-term side effects from it. Just because we came up with this from something else doesn't mean that there aren't side effects, because there's other stuff added to it. So we just don't know. That's what I regret. At the end of the day, I went a full year without wearing a mask, or with wearing a mask, being vaccinated, where I don't think the mask really makes that big of a difference. Being unvaccinated. Was in public every single day. Never even had a cold.
Now.
So never even once thought I had the virus. So that's
not true. We both thought we had the virus.
No, we thought there was a chance that we could have had the virus. It wasn't because we were sick. It was because we came in contact with some. Oh no!
No.
No, but that was before this was a thing, right?
Right. When it became a thing, we said, "Oh shit! I think we already had that."
Yeah, but that was before. And look, I believe that I'm healthy enough to withstand. Even if I got it, I believe that I'm healthy enough, and trust me, I'm not that healthy, to survive it.
Okay. Now, and I'm going to try to tread lightly because I don't want to attack you. But what you're saying is there is science. There's not enough for you, but there is science. And you're saying, I understand that this is from
Why do you keep bringing up this fucking goddamn science shit, man? We already went over this.
I understand.
Science changes daily with these motherfuckers.
Agreed. But we have...
Fauci said not to wear a mask, then he said to wear a mask, now they say don't wear a mask. They don't fucking know, bro. They have no clue. Why are we bringing this up again?
So we have people who have done tons of research in laboratories, scientists who have done science, and they've said, if we put these new additives in, it's not going to have the long-term side effects that people are afraid of. You're afraid of these long-term side effects. They're saying, don't worry, we're not worried about these things. It's not going to happen. And you're going, well, I need to see more time. I need to see results for more time.
They didn't think that Agent Orange was going to kill a bunch of people. And here we are 40 years later. Fucking vets dying all the time because of Agent Orange.
I don't think they didn't think Agent Orange was going to kill people. I think they didn't think Agent Orange was going to hang around as long as it did. We knew Agent Orange was going to kill people.
Why? No, it was meant to kill a crop so they could see. It wasn't meant to kill people.
I think we sent our people in too soon, and they hadn't really accounted for that.
Again, man, there's tons of things that happen. Look, there's fucking talcum powder out there that's fucking killing people, dude. These people don't know.
And deodorant.
Yeah, like...
Here's my point. You're saying you haven't seen enough science, but once you've seen enough science, then you'll believe the science.
Erica said, you smoked on the side effects. Absolutely, that's my choice. Why worry about the COVID vaccine side effects?
So, yeah, what she's saying is you smoke actual cigarettes.
Absolutely.
And vape, where there's not a lot of science about vape, or there wasn't at one point.
But again, those are my choice.
Right. But you continue doing it. So why, if you're not worried about smoking and you're not worried about...
I absolutely am worried about that. I'm trying to quit. 100%. I actually tried to get a prescription for Chantix, and it got recalled, so I can't fucking get it.
Okay. If you haven't...
There you go. There's another thing, right? Chantix. Been out for fucking 100 years, and all of a sudden it gets recalled. I don't know why it got recalled. I haven't looked into it. But things get recalled all the time.
Well, we know that the side effects of Chantix have been pretty bad the whole time. So Chantix comes with an elevated level of suicide risk.
No, it does not. Chantix does not.
Huh?
Chantix does not have an elevated side effect for suicide.
Did you hear that from the doctor?
Yes, I did.
Because when I went, that was an elevated risk.
Yeah.
I heard that from the doctor.
She told me Wellbutrin has that side effect.
Correct.
But not Chantix.
Correct. I guess.
That's what she said.
Okay. When I went, they were wholeheartedly, listen, if you start having suicidal thoughts, you got to stop taking Chantix. Not you got to stop thinking about suicide. It's the Chantix.
Okay. How long ago was that?
Probably going 10 years.
Yeah, my doctor's appointment was 3 months ago.
Okay. So
Not even. I think it was 2 months ago.
So on the Chantix front, the correct amount of science is, I don't know, 20 years Chantix has been around probably. I have no clue.
I have no clue either.
But so now you're willing to jump on board and quit
It's
smoking
also
using that
it's
drug.
also not FDA approved experimental. It's FDA approved.
Okay. So once the FDA approves this, then you'll use it.
I already used it, bro.
I mean, you'll be comfortable with it.
Sure.
Okay. So that's the
I
amount
don't know
of-
why the fuck you keep bringing up this goddamn fucking vaccine, bro.
Well, I mean, it was on the show. I can only
You
talk
put-
about the things on the show.
You put it on the show, not me.
I thought it was an interesting point from Ben Shapiro.
I think it's a great point that we shouldn't be wearing masks because if we all got vaccinated and it's doing its job, we shouldn't be wearing fucking masks. And these people are trying to push us to wear masks.
I'm with you.
again.
We agreed on that. All I'm saying is, did that change your opinion about getting vaccinated?
No.
So, would you? Because Erica and Colin are both vaccinated, right?
Yes.
Unregrettably to them, I assume.
I actually have more regret because
No, to them, not to you.
Colin has no idea. He doesn't pay attention. He probably forgot that he got vaccinated.
He's like,
But me as his father, I 100% am upset that I made him get that vaccine, and then it came out that there's neurological or that there's nervous system issues that can be attributed to it, and all this other stuff. And luckily, he hasn't had any side effects from it, so that's great. But again, I'm 20 years older than he is. I have 20 years less to live than he does.
are you
it's
terrified of things like CTE when he's on the football field?
No, because I believe that they have made great improvements in padding, helmets, all that stuff because of CTE.
No, it's not 100%.
I understand it's not 100%. Nothing's 100%, Pat, because nobody fucking knows.
I'm with you. But okay, I'm curious.
I don't know why you gotta
some
keep
people-
fucking bringing this up, man. I don't. Do you like seeing me get upset? Is that it?
You know that
Do
this
you
is.
fucking live to see me get upset about this stuff? My point of view isn't going to change. Just like Simone Biles isn't a fucking hero. It's not going to change my opinion.
I'd like to point out that your point of view has in fact changed, and that
When did it change?
what I bring up on the show is I try to keep it topical and relevant. This just happened over the July 4th weekend,
That was 3 weeks ago. That was a month ago.
and
That
now
didn't
we
just
have
happen.
reports of what happened. The reports are new, not the July 4th weekend. I am aware of how long ago July 4th was. I can do the math, but the evidence that came out of that weekend is now available. So that's what I brought onto the show. It's relevant and topical. Would you like me to not cover things that are relevant and topical?
But then
anymore?
you're asking me if that changed my point of view, and I said
That's
no.
all I asked.
And then you keep going. I said no, and then you ask me more questions about it. It's not going to change my opinion.
Okay. So no matter how much science there is, or news stories or whatever, we won't cover anything COVID related anymore. Is that what you want?
No, we can cover stuff about COVID. Just don't ask me my opinion on the vaccine.
The whole show is your opinion. The name of the show is the Number 9 with Tommy podcast.
I'm just
And
saying.
it's about our opinions.
I understand. My opinion is not going to change about the vaccine.
Okay.
It doesn't. To me, it's a moot point. It's like a moot. It's like a cow's opinion. It doesn't matter because I already got vaccinated. There's nothing I can do to change it. I can't take the vaccine out of me. I can tell you this: if they come out next year and say, "Okay, everybody that got vaccinated because of all these new variants, we got to get vaccinated again," I can guarantee you this: I'm not getting a booster shot. I've never had the flu. I've also never had a flu shot. I'll be okay.
You've never had a flu shot?
Never.
That seems insane.
Why is it insane? I've never had the fucking flu, Pat.
Did
you know when people get the flu who got the flu shot?
Have you ever had a tetanus shot?
No.
You never had a tetanus shot?
No.
You ever had a shot?
Yes. The ones that are mandatory by law.
Okay.
I'm not going around just shoot me up, Scotty.
Shit.
Because Pat, I cannot, and I know that you're all about it, and that's great, man. That's your view. It's your body, your choice, right?
Well,
don't
gambling the odds here.
The odds of what? Have you had the flu?
Ever?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, how many times have you gotten a flu shot?
I'm not great at it.
Okay, so that's
Sometimes I do.
Okay, the years that you got the flu shot, did you get the flu?
That specific one that the shot was for, I have no clue. Have I gotten some variable of the flu? Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, what are the odds? It's a guessing game when they give you a flu shot because they really don't know which strand it's going to be. So they take an educated guess, a hypothesis, if you will, in science, and they give you a shot. And it might not even cover that strain of the flu that's around this year. That's what I'm saying. They really don't. Listen, I believe in science. I'm not saying that the science isn't real. What I'm saying is it's not hard, concrete fucking evidence.
Do you think that cops should wear bulletproof vests?
Absolutely.
What if somebody drops a bomb?
Well, they're still going to die.
But they should still wear a bulletproof vest?
Yeah, because
it only protects them from certain things.
What?
It only protects them from bullets.
Okay.
So what's the fucking point? They might die from something else.
Okay, Pat. I might die from getting hit by a bus. It doesn't mean that I'm going to get hit by that I'm going to get COVID. Just because, you know what I mean? I might get, okay, perfect example. I got the COVID vaccine. I didn't get a flu shot. I might die from a flu. Or I might die from COVID. Less likely, but it still could happen.
It could. Erica said,
your chances of getting killed by a bulletproof or by a bullet, you can still die from a bullet if you're wearing a bulletproof vest. It just reduces your chances of getting killed.
Yeah, so we encourage them to do it because it helps the odds. They're betting the odds.
Okay, but again, you're not comparing apples to apples, Pat. You're not comparing apples to apples. We know what will happen if you wear a bulletproof vest. It will stop the bullet.
Okay.
There's no other side effects.
We know of the information that we have that 882 people, the majority of whom were vaccinated, got this, and none of them died. Yep. So we know from the evidence that we have,
they didn't die from COVID, but they don't know what's going to happen in 30 years because of this.
Okay. Well, I would rather die 30 years from now than today.
Okay. I bet you it's too bad that we can't go and see how many of those 862, 82, how many were unvaccinated, got it, and didn't die. Also, if those 882 weren't vaccinated, how many of them would have died?
Or been hospitalized.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can compare it to other research that we have. We could look at, on average of 882 unvaccinated people get COVID, how many of them are hospitalized? We could do that.
Sure. I think we should.
I thought you said there was a national shortage, not that it was recalled. She's talking about the...
No, it was recalled. No, the people at the doctor's office said.
She said, we just had to sign a waiver that if Colin's hurt on the football field, then he needs to tell someone so that he does not get a brain injury. And she said, I think you had the flu when you thought you had COVID.
Oh,
okay, so she's saying, you said I never had the flu and I never had a flu shot.
Well, Erica, that's your opinion. We don't know if that's true or not. So thanks.
That's valid. That's valid.
Again, the science is still out on that one, but as soon as we get the results, we'll let you know.
Whatever it was a motherfucker.
Yeah, it was rough for a few days.
That sucked.
Again, it was more, I guarantee it was COVID. But again, that's just my hypothesis. I don't know.
I really didn't think you were going to get heated. I thought you were going to be like,
why would you think I want to get heated? We just had this conversation in this basement last week.
Because I like
Ben Shapiro
saying it.
But again, you're taking what he's saying.
It's a valid point.
It is a valid point. What I'm saying is you're taking what he's saying out of context, though, in some ways. He's saying that people shouldn't have to wear masks if they're vaccinated.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
And that's why I said, does that change your opinion? Like, oh, thank God I got vaccinated. Now, if they do make this mandate, but they say vaccinated people don't have to wear masks, like they've been saying.
Well, here's the thing, Pat. They can't ask me if I get. They can ask me if I got vaccinated. I can say yes, and I don't have to show them any proof.
Do you agree with that?
Do I agree with that? No, but that's HIPAA laws for you.
So you think we should have to prove
it? In this situation, absolutely, but it's HIPAA law, so you don't have to.
I can see your point. and I don't necessarily disagree. My fear is that it's another one of these things where it's a fucking foot in the door, right?
Yeah, no,
you have to show us that you're vaccinated. Okay, well, sure, I'm aboard that train. But then they're like, well, if you say, if you say this animal is a support animal, you have to provide, like, how much documentation do some people have to walk around with? They got fucking notebooks with doctors' notes stapled into them.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but it's like along the same lines of you need to prove that you're not an illegal immigrant.
I walk around with my vaccination card in my wallet. That's factual.
I leave it at home.
Because if somebody were to ask me, I would immediately present it without any argument. Not because I feel like I should, but because it's not worth the fucking headache to me. It doesn't mean enough to me.
I am vaccinated. And there's not shit you can do about it, and you keep it moving. Like, again, I agree with you, Pat, that if you're vaccinated at this current time, you have nothing to worry about. The chances of you getting COVID are slimmer. The chances of you dying from COVID are even slimmer than that. So go on, live your life.
I also wholeheartedly agree that if you don't want to get vaccinated, don't get fucking vaccinated.
I agree with that too. I also said this, Pat, that out of the people I hang out with, most of them are vaccinated, and that if all you guys are gonna die, I don't want to be here alone. So I'm here with you.
What if we all morph into zombies?
Well, then it is what it is.
You're one of us.
I know.
Just eating brains.
Yeah, whatever. Plus science
is the pursuit of information. It evolves as new things are proven or disproven. Yeah, I think
that's what I'm saying. It's not fact. There's no fact behind it. It's theories.
Correct.
And they get proven or disproven. So there's some fact. But, like, if you go back to the beginning of this, right? Fauci said there's no reason to wear a mask. Then he comes out and says everybody has to wear a mask. It's just like, they're so up and fucking down, dude. Really, nobody knows, man.
No, I think because you're saying, why do you keep bringing this up? I think the part that confuses me is, like, you'll eat food that clearly has Monsanto's hands in it, right? And we know there is science.
Who the fuck is Monsanto?
They put, like, all your fertilizers and stuff. They have, we'll say not all, the vast majority of your fertilizers or the super growth hormones that are put in. The reason that farmers don't have bad years, right? We always grow tomatoes. We always grow watermelons. We always grow what we need to grow. The reason that shit lasts as long as it does, whether it's on the fridge or in the fridge or on the counter.
Yeah, I eat organic.
Well, that's where I'm going. You don't eat 100% organic.
Yes, I do.
You do not eat 100% organic.
Yes, I do.
I'm 100% that you do not eat all organic.
Is that a theory or a hypothesis?
I'm positive. I've seen the food that you eat.
Okay.
So I guess we know for a fact that Monsanto's food is bad for you. And yes.
Pat, there's been people for fucking 50 years eating that garbage, and they're still alive.
They are still alive. It also has implications with our current medical situation. It has a direct link to why we've become so fat as a whole.
It has fat, bro?
It has
this podcast is getting way out of fucking control, dude. We're at like 2.5 hours.
It can't be 2.5 hours.
We're definitely at a solid 2 hours.
My point is, there's plenty of evidence that proves that these guys create unhealthy shit in your food. How about this? Tomatoes fight cancer. Did you know that? Tomatoes, organic tomatoes fight cancer. Did you know that store-bought tomatoes that are not organic can actually cause cancer because of Monsanto's hands in them?
Absolutely. Here's my problem, Pat. My problem is that I don't want to be told what to do. And the fact that they're pushing this, because I don't trust the government. That's really what it comes down to. I don't trust the government. The fact that they're pushing this so hard, and then it comes out that there's these little side effects and stuff. What are they really hiding? Because they hide everything from us. They only let us know the bare minimum.
So why haven't you used this? Should be your defense every I shouldn't even say defense. This should be your stance every time. I don't believe in the vaccine because I don't trust the government.
I'm not saying I don't believe in it. It's there. It's real.
I don't believe in making people get vaccinated, or I don't believe in the quality of the vaccine, or I don't believe in the benefits or lack thereof benefits of the vaccine, because I don't trust the government and I don't know what they're hiding.
It's all those things are untrue. The only thing that I don't trust the government, and we don't know what the long-term side effects will be. I believe in the benefits of it. I believe that there is a benefit, but does that benefit outweigh the unknown of it, right? That's really what I'm looking at. And listen, this is coming from a guy that's a fucking full-fledged 100% Trump supporter, fucking flag in the fucking ground, love Trump, right? Also, our current administration is pushing the fuck out of this after they said if Trump was in office when the vaccine came out, they would not get vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? There's just hypocrisy and craziness all the fucking time. So I don't trust them. They're fucking nuts.
Okay. To that point.
You know what we didn't fucking review, Pat?
Hold on.
Motherfucker.
If Trump was still in
Sexy
office.
Beast. Would I feel the same way? Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, Sexy Beasts. Yeah, we'll review it on Wednesday's podcast.
That was such a fucking great show.
If you have not gone on Netflix, was it Netflix?
Yeah.
Go on Netflix and watch a reality show, I guess, right? Is that reality?
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's a dating show where the people are made up as animals or witches or aliens or whatever. And
The only reason I thought of it was because I said they're fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And then that fucking dude that got up.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
That girl from New Jersey. She's wild.
Go on, watch Sexy Beasts, #free ad. We're going to review it on Wednesday. It was as entertaining as a reality show can be because these motherfuckers are out there. It's like they're claiming that it's a blind date, but you can see the person's body, which immediately to me is like, well, it's half blind.
Facts. All right, we're gonna wrap this up because this is getting kind of long. But I just want to give another shout out to Anchor. I want to thank Anchor for sponsoring the show today. Anchor.fm. Go download it for free if you want to start your own podcast. It has all the easy tools for you to get started. You will have heard 2 of their ads today. But just know that if you're not starting a podcast or something like that, there's no reason to go get it.
But if you are starting a podcast, do so.
Anchor.fm.
Anchor.fm.
Or download the free app today in the iTunes Store or Google Play or wherever the fuck that is.
You can get paid for your artistic expression with Anchor.
Absolutely.
People mailing in, these people have a really strong stance about Simone Biles, a really strong stance about the use of the word foreskin. I don't think anybody really...
Griff also said to me in a private text message that the best thing about his email is he never used the word foreskin. You guys really played out the foreskin thing. And by you guys, I mean you and Dip.
Listen, Passion of the Foreskin would be a good movie.
Anything you want to add, Pat?
I say foreskin. Oh, wait. I say good day.
I don't know why you have to do it. Erica, thanks for watching. Apparently you were the only one watching the live stream today. Yep. Nice.
What's the 3?
That's pretty well.
There was a 3.
It's 3 playback.
Are there 3 playback?
Means they started over. Like Erica, like you see all these drops.
Okay.
There you go. See you when I get home, honey. I love you.
Eric, I'll see you later tonight. Love you.